With the full moon over, we move on to a new day and have become tired. And yeah, we don't get an opportunity to save just yet until we've done today's social link, so let's go ahead and do that. But hopefully all those unconscious couples have recovered now. Ah, almost summer break. That's always a good time at school. Oh, but of course, there's exams first. Well, you know, if anything, I feel like having exams then a break is much better than having exams the moment you come back to school from a break. That's always the worst, because you feel like you can't... when you gotta study during the school holidays, I always hate that. If you've got the exams before then, you don't have to worry about that, because you've got the exams all done, then you get to have fun. Ha! This worries me because when I was at high school, they never told us anything about English grammar. Two independent clauses join by a comma with no conjunction. Okay then. Which of these is incorrect? I failed, semicolon, it's over now. I failed, comma, it's over now. Or I failed, full stop, it's over now. Is the teacher trying to tell us something with this sentence? Yeah, just saying. Anyway, when I first saw this, I went with my gut and went for this one, even though I, again, know pretty much nothing of English grammar. As it turns out, this one's actually right. Yeah, the capital at the start of the next line, not the line, but the it's. That kind of clued me in. But yeah, I do feel like people who learn English as a second language probably have a better mastery of the grammar than people who learn it as a first language do. At least people like me who were, like, at high school, they were just like, oh yeah, let's not teach anyone any grammar at all. Yeah. I think they're changing that now, but yeah. Now, the thing is, because it's almost exam time, and this means that when we talk to this guy, unfortunately, we'll be needing to mash through a lot of dialogue, because he's still got his hint about how to start Mitsuru's social link. Because it's exams, very few school social links are available to us today. Because of that, it's time to see a social link that we haven't seen for quite some time. First, though, we'll be heading to Polonium Mall, because we actually need to get a matching persona for this one, and we don't actually have one on us currently. So yeah, the Lost are gone, everything seems fine. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and check the police station and the accessory shop to see if they have any new stuff now that we're considerably higher level than we were when we last came. Okay, you do have some new things in. What do you got? Two-handed sword. That's actually, finally, a better weapon for Junpei than the joke weapon, so I might get that. It's kind of expensive, though. Silver sabers, that's very good for Mitsuru, +3 magic. Uta, again, better for Yukari. Wow, we've got a lot of good things, but, do I buy these, or do I save my money for the compendium? I'll probably be finding some of these in Tartarus anyway. Beast Fangs, that's also pretty cool. +3 magic, though. I like that for... And that's not... Yeah, it's weird. You get something here that's not an unknown effect. Let's see what you've got in the way of armor, though. Bulletproof vest. That's a big defense boost, actually. Amigo poncho. A little bit less. And other than that, magic sandals. +3 magic and much better evasion. Yeah, these are actually pretty good. Crimson Greaves. Again, though, I feel like we might actually pick some of these up just normally in Tartarus, but I may as well sell some useless weapons. Like one of these. I'm not selling that. It sells for quite a lot, though. Poison. Okay. I mean, it's got pretty terrible power for this point in the game, but poison's not bad. I guess I can afford to get rid of one Night Falcon. I do not need either of these. And I have way too many siren songs. These seem pretty common in shuffle time, so that's probably why I have so many of them. And lots of brass knuckles. Although these all have different effects, so I might keep these. I guess I'll keep the metal protectors as well. I'm just gonna leave for now. Because, yeah, I'd rather spend my money on fusions. I do have an emergency cash reserve in the form of a few items that I got from Tartarus bosses that I haven't sold yet. Okay, you do have some new items. Let's see what you got. Ah, yes! Platinum Watch! This is needed for an Elizabeth request, so I'm going to go ahead and buy this, because I'll have to eventually. And it does literally nothing, I think. Ooh, these are cool. Yeah, auto. I'm sure they already had those. Vayu braces. Increases wind damage by a large amount. Not bad for Yukari, but boy, that's expensive. Indra braces. Yeah, these all have kind of like an Indian theme to them. Giga Luck Band. Again, it probably won't help me that much. Can you believe that in my first playthrough I never knew this place existed? I thought it was just a place to get a part-time job. Still got through pretty much fine, but some of the items there are actually quite good to have. By the way, I did not finish all of Elizabeth's requests on my first playthrough, obviously, because I missed all of the date requests, because I didn't think that you'd be able to do them on a Max Social Links run. Let me just see if the Platinum Watch request is currently available. It might be for later, actually. Okay, that's new. Obtaining a katana. Well... Oh, we actually do have quite a few new requests now. We can also go feed the cat. It's somewhere in the city. Okay, you do have the Platinum Watch thing. I may as well accept this now. Ah, here we go. Forethought document, greasy gears, relic fragments. I'd like some funky school music. I think we can actually do this one semi-soon, so I may as well take this request. Yeah, so a few new requests have become available, but let's hand over the Platinum Watch. Solid platinum. Don't know how much anyone would get that, but yeah. An old bad show that used to be kind of hilarious. Shrink soul times 6. SP items are pretty hard to come by, so that's useful. Did that unlock anything new? Let me just check. This is all the same. Retrieve one homunculus. I think I do have one of these. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't actually take the item from you. So let's see. Yep, I do have one of them. I had a hammer aimed at Gary Stu in a previous Tartarus grinding session, so I almost didn't have this. Yeah, that is kind of tragic, but you use them to block instant death spells, so they're always good to have. 4 precious eggs, which are a full SP restore. Anything you unlock from completing that request? Does not look like it. Okay, then. For now, though, we're actually going to go ahead and fuse some personas, because there's a new Hierophant one we can make, and I'd rather have that than have to get a weaker one out of the compendium. This way we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We get our social link bonus, and we also get a decent battling persona. So, like I said, we desperately need a Hierophant persona here. But first, we're going to go ahead and register everything, because I don't want to let all that massive experience from the boss fights go to waste. But yeah, Hierophant persona. We need one. We're also going to need a Hanged Man persona very, very soon. And a Hermit. So, Hierophant, Hanged Man, Hermit. The League of H's, you may say. those are the personas that we'll be needing for most of this next segment of the game. And really, that's actually pretty much all, apart from Magician that we need much later in the month. But this coming month actually goes by very quickly. Now, like I was saying, I'm going to need a triangle spread to make a Hierophant persona. With these three, and it's really sad because all three of these personas have been amazing, but I feel like it's time that I might have to get rid of Oberon. And in fact, I don't need Rakshasa this whole month, and we'll be getting a better persona with Getsue, so I might be saying goodbye to Rakshasa, which is a shame because I really like that one. But anyway, Mithra I may want to buy back though, because it's just actually pretty good. So with these three, we can make Shisa, which you might recognize as those lion statues you often see in Japanese temples. Now, I know that I can get this with both Dodge Slash and Dodge Elect. I'd like to try and see if I can. So I'll be right back when I do that. Okay, there we go. Dodge Slash, Dodge Elect, Iri-san, Pulimpa. Okay, so status ailments. Shisa is very well balanced overall, and it's going to get a massive level buff when I fuse it now. Oh dear. Problem is, I have no opportunity to save, and if this is a fusion accident, I'm going to get very, very angry. At least I have a lot of money. Thank you for not being an accident. So yeah, and it's going to be infused with a lot of power, actually. Look at that weird mouth, though. So that's going to get Mazio. So Mabufu and Mazio. Dodge Fire, which is actually weak to. Now I've got 3 dodge skills on this thing. Definitely good to have. And Ice Boost. Definitely useful, but I'll have to drop a skill for this. I don't know how often I'll be using Gale Slash with this persona, although it does have decent physical attack as well. Pulimpa's actually not bad. Of all of these, I may want to drop Eerie Sound. Pulimpa actually stops enemies from using skills completely, which can be useful sometimes. But anyway, we now have a Hierophant persona. And our persona list is looking very, very empty. Now, we can create Take Minakata, I believe, out of the things that we... Let me just check. Don't think we can out of these, but we can make Take Minakata. Thing is, though, I don't really want to have to make Take Minakata because it's weak to both forms of instant death, and I really don't like that. So I'm going to go into the... Firstly, going to register this one, obviously. And then I'm going to go into the compendium and get out... Remember how I said Inugami might be useful later? This is why I picked up Inugami in Shuffle Time. And it's pretty cheap to boot, so let's go ahead and just grab Inugami. So we have Inugami now, and got to make sure that I still have a Hermit persona, because I am going to need that. But for now, I think I'm relatively safe with just these. Yeah, wait a minute. Yes, I still have Hermit, good. It just moved up to the top of my list. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave here, and we'll be on our way to do this social link. So yeah, it's been a very long time since we saw Hierophant, so this should be interesting. And yeah, we're mainly doing this because all of our school social links are basically locked out to us due to exams. Just noticed as well that if we go into our social links and check full, it has a new description now. Group of Persona users who are grateful for their new member. That's probably talking about Fuka. Anyway, now let's head out to go to the Hierophant social link. In some ways, it's kind of fitting that we just defeated the reversed Hierophant Shadow, and now we're actually going for the, well, upright Hierophant social link. It's been so long that I kind of forgot what they were, but yeah, it's an Iwatodai station. At the used bookstore. Let's just hope Chihiro isn't frequenting here, because then we'd have to, well, I mean, Garrus would avoid explaining anything to her. So maybe that'd be fine, actually. Who's this? Garrus doesn't really need any help in that department. So yeah, let's head to the bookstore. It's been a really long time since we did this. But yeah, make sure you have a Hierophant persona for this, otherwise it will cause problems for the schedule. Hey, Bunkichi and Mitsuko, it's been a really long time. Speak of the devil, and he shall arise. Oh, and you said that exactly. Wow. This is actually, admittedly, kind of sad for me because, yeah, I have an elderly relative who's kind of losing certain things like this. But anyway, for this rank up, you can answer anything to both questions. When the time comes, huh? It's mainly because, yeah, both options are pretty much exactly the same. Well, they seem to be having fun. Yeah, we knew this was rank 8 before, so that means now it's rank 9. Only one more and it's maxed out. Though, we actually don't max this out for a little while, unfortunately. So this will be the last time we see them for, in fact, yeah, quite a bit. Although we do have a few spend time sessions with them before that rank 10. Often it takes a little while to hit that magic rank 10. I think the layout of the store is kind of part of its charm at this point. Anyway, now we have finally sweet, sweet save point.
Oh, hey.
Huh. I just want to float if the idea of Tartarus is even possible tonight. Yeah, I thought so. Everyone's tired after the mission, no Tartarus tonight. But I will have to consider that quite soon. What's everyone saying? Yeah, Junpei's having issues at the moment. Okay, Mitsuru's not here. Tomorrow night, I suppose we could go tomorrow night. Really, at this point, we can go any night that isn't a Wednesday or a Saturday. So that would be, yeah, we wouldn't be going tonight anyway. And I kind of want to see if Yukari and Fuka are where they were last time. In the room with the faulty recording equipment. They here? Yeah, they're both here. I wonder if they're still saying girl talk, no guys allowed. Oh, okay. Yeah, she didn't want anyone to find out that, well, yeah, something happened regarding that mind manipulation. So yeah, that's kind of cool. This is completely optional, though, but it's nice that she does actually apologize. Can we even talk to Fuka here, though? Okay, we actually can't. Interesting. I am glad that I took the time to actually go up here, though, because otherwise, yeah, we would have missed that apology. Anyway, what I'm mostly concerned about tonight is that save point. Yeah, because we haven't had an opportunity to save since that full moon, and I don't want to lose progress. Ah! Totally had nothing to do with us! Again, totally nothing to do with us. We currently have 21 years of bad luck accumulated. Theft? Okay, that really wasn't us, because we didn't touch anything in those rooms, apart from the mirrors. I doubt they'll get very far. Let's just lie low for a bit. And, of course, save. Definitely. So just a heads up, we don't really have that much we need to do tomorrow. But, good news is... Huh. Okay. Where does this lead? I'm pretty sure this just leads you to the map like normal, but yeah. So, what I wanted to point out is, good news, the apathy syndrome person who was there is gone now, so looks like people are starting to get cured again. So, we did a good thing last night. And tonight, well, we're actually just gonna go to Game Panic, but I want to check out the antique store just for a second. There are a couple of items that I might want for my next Tartarus expedition. Those would be some curse papers and possibly some more attack mirrors. So let's see if I have enough to afford these. Oh, I have quite a few turquoise, so I already have 2 of them. I'm gonna get some more. I'll leave myself with 2 turquoise just in case I need them. Wow, I have a lot of aquamarine. I may as well get a few of these because it's going to be a while before we have access to Hummer on, so I'm going to take some purifying rice. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah, I'll just leave that turquoise. Oh, I only have 1 homunculus. These things are very... And I can't even get attack mirrors anyway, so... yeah, that's not great, but oh well. Dekaja and Degunda gems, I'm pretty much set for these, but if you can get these, that's useful. Might be able to get some of these sutras as well. I already have 4 fierce sutras, so that's the one that I have the most access to here. The others require turquoise, which I don't have very much of. Agility sutra might not be bad to have. I'll get 1 of those. And we can get more Megado gems if we had Garnet. Guaranteed escape. I don't know. Okay, so for now, that's all I want to do. But those curse papers are probably going to come in handy. And so we'll stay here and play the quiz game. It's probably a good thing that we can't go to Tartarus tonight because, yeah, we're automatically tired. Fortunately, academics has still not gone up. And being tired, studying is ineffective, which is a problem because exams are coming up. So we're going to have to sleep earlier. No point in studying because it's going to fail. Now, like I said, tomorrow we don't have all that much to do, so I might try and take care of something else that I've already accepted from Elizabeth. But first, regular early morning school conversation. Yeah, that big sunlight reflection is right on you at the moment. Huh. Yeah, that's been mentioned a lot lately. Had to replace the entire building? And around that time, students stopped coming to school. There's no way this could be a coincidence. No, I think it was something even worse. Much, much worse. But yeah, today we have a particularly infamous question in class that I've actually gone ahead and done research on because I want to at least explain what the heck this even is. And it's also kind of weird because both Persona 4 and 5 have unique music that plays during, like, actual lesson time, but this one just uses the normal school theme. Anyway, we're in the Heian era, and yeah, back to Mr. Ono, who, that helmet that he's wearing, that will be the subject of a very annoying side quest later on. I keep mentioning that, that's because I really don't like that side quest. But anyway, this guy is the massive Sengoku era fanboy. Okay, could be on the exam next week. On to feudalism. Yeah, of course, because the important thing is that it had to do with samurai. And here is where... What law serves as a development for feudalism? Yep, so all of these will likely be complete gibberish to someone who isn't Japanese. So yeah, most people will have to look this one up. Short answer, it was the middle one. Long answer, okay then. So, these two come from a set of law reforms that were based off of Chinese law at the time, and attempts to get their sort of government system kind of similar to China's, which was working quite well at the time. Anyway, this thing, the Sanzei Ishin no Ho, so firstly, Ho means law. I know that off the top of my head, but I had to look the rest of the stuff up. Sanzei Ishin no Ho is basically a law that allowed families to own farmland for up to 3 generations. That's where the sun in Sanze is from. Sun is 3. This one here, Konden Einen Shizaiho. Okay, so breaking this down into its individual components. Konden, well, the first one, I don't quite fully know exactly what this refers to, but I know the second kanji in it is field. Now, Einen is many years, and Shizaiho is, well, Ho's law, Shizai is private property. And that made sense to me in hindsight because one of the characters in it is the character for I, or Watashi. Now, what this is, while this law let people own farmland for up to 3 generations, this let them pretty much own it indefinitely. With that, families would basically own land for as long as they wanted to, and so powerful families dominated, and thus feudalism happened. Farmers got lazy, huh, interesting. But yeah, that was way too much information about that, but I felt the need to explain that because, I mean, otherwise, that would have made literally no sense to probably most of you watching this video, so yeah. But he's, the teacher, I mean, is only concerned with getting to the Sengoku era, so he doesn't really care about it either. So like I said, there is not much that we do today. Today is just a spend time day. So what I thought was that I might take care of one of Elizabeth's requests, and I did pick this one up, didn't I? Well, I mainly want to get this out of my quest log before we go to Tartarus, but I'd like some funky school music. Okay. So that would be... Remember the PA room? The one that I accidentally went into rather than the student council room and was annoyed at being kind of pointless? Well, the PA room isn't pointless now. Gekko can't boogie. Yep, let's enter. This will only happen if you've accepted this particular request. Normally the PA room is completely pointless. Well, someone even crazier wants this song, so... they're probably happy to part with it. So we have Gekko-kan Boogie. I wonder what you're still saying. Oh, yeah, you're saying the same thing that you always did. Now, I'm actually going to go out manually, because there's something in front of the school gate that I didn't point out yesterday that I want to. But also... oh, hey, is that... oh, it's Kenji. I get the feeling I've seen that conversation before. So anyway, most of the regular school social links are unavailable to us because everyone's studying for exams. Which is why we're focusing on the outside of school social links. But what I want to show here is... there's this guy here and the girl here. Yes, he has no personality because he's a nameless NPC. So yeah, remember this stalking subplot that started way earlier in the game? It's continuing even now. Forgot to show that yesterday, but they were there yesterday too. Anyway, back to Iwatodai Station because we're going to be spending time with the old couple. And yes, we are indeed just doing a spend time. But make sure you have a matching persona still, because that still affects the spend time events. If you don't, you are not going to be able to max the links in time. So, speaking of which, I'm going to make sure that I do have one. I do in fact have Shisa, which is, yeah, I looked up what it is in Japanese, so now I know how to pronounce it. That's the cool thing about Japanese. It is very easy to know how to pronounce something just by simply looking at how it's written. And yeah, just a regular spend time. But we didn't get you feel like your relationship could become stronger soon, so we're going to need more spend time. In the evening, though, something semi-important happens. Yep, we get the usual Elizabeth call, explaining that there's been another area added to Tartarus. Normally, this is when her new requests for the segment become available, but I noticed them yesterday, so I kind of jumped the gun there. But anyway, I'm honestly fine with that, because it let me get the Funky School music request out of the way, which I need to remind myself to turn in tonight.
Welcome back.
Yep, we'd best use the time wisely, and in fact, Mitsuru is wrong. We don't have a lot of time before the next full moon. Time is going to go faster this chapter, I'll say. But on the plus side, there are going to be some very important plot events. Anyway, Akihiko's explaining the new tactic that we learned recently, Full of Souls. So basically, everyone goes full-on attacking. I kind of wish we had that right from the beginning, but unfortunately we did not. Oh yeah, finally, good news. Natto, okay. Huh, that's weird, because I generally hear that most people outside of Japan hate natto. And meanwhile, Junpei is still sulking. We don't have anything in particular to do this evening, so we may as well see the Tower social link again. Oh, actually, wait, I want to show something. So, it looks like Fuka is actually not here, but if you go up a few levels, this is one of those nights where you have to go kind of out of your way if you want to go to Tartarus. Up on the 3rd floor, Yukari and Fuka are here discussing things. Huh. Well, I guess focusing on annihilating the shadows is a very good thing, because they're kind of destroying people's minds and will destroy the world if left unchecked. Anyway, if we talk to Fuka, we can in fact go to Tartarus tonight, so I thought that we couldn't at first, but yeah, well, unfortunately for you, Garistu is perfect in every way and thus will always do his best all the time, and there is no such thing as trying too hard for him. But let's just go down and, haven't really done all that much to justify saving just yet, but tonight, probably Tower, and then tomorrow we'll do some, actually we're going to be doing something new tomorrow. So yeah, just heading out to Polonium Mall like usual. Nothing particularly new there. I'm not sure if we'll get to spend time with the monk or if we'll just get like an actual rank up. But I'm guessing spend time, I'm not entirely sure. And we might have less days to see him this week as well because of having to go to Tartarus tomorrow. I'll explain why once we actually get there. Okay, the monk is available. Mutatsu, we know his name now. So let's spend time. Like always, you don't technically need a tower matching persona for this. And yeah, we've got another spend time. But, relationship could become stronger soon, which is good. I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. We're probably going to get a free evening, and then we'll actually be able to see Tanaka again. But exams are coming up. However, we're going to have a pretty big Tartarus session tomorrow, so I'm actually going to go ahead and sleep earlier. And I mean quite a big Tartarus section. I want to get as much done as I possibly can, because we're going to be locked out of Tartarus for quite a while coming up in these next few weeks. There actually isn't all that much Tartarus progress we need by the next full moon. We actually only need to explore 24 floors, which isn't that much. Now we have another Mr. Edogawa lecture. Medieval Europe, of course. It's always the go-to setting when you're having some kind of magic involved. Okay. And then this. This I've been having to do a bit of research on this lately because, I probably shouldn't say. Let's just say that it may be involved in this series somewhat as of late. But it's also heavily involved in the symbolism of Xenoblade Chronicles. And yeah, I definitely know this. I've known this for a very long time. Okay, let's see. I tend to find these fairly easy. This is actually kind of funny because there's a game called Shin Megami Tensei If that has, and yes, that is its actual name, Shin Megami Tensei If, and it never got officially released in English, but it has this Guardian system, which some people claim is a precursor to the whole Persona system. So, yeah, I find that Guardian Angel comment kind of funny. Apparently, depending on how well or how badly you do every time you die in that game, you get a different Guardian the next time, and again, if you do better, you get a better one. And anyway, this one is just a fairly obvious are you paying attention question. And it immediately trails off. Again, technically this is all useless because we've already maxed Charm, but I like to get the correct answers anyway. And now, after school, I forgot to turn in that request to Elizabeth. No, that's fine. I can actually do it now if I want to, because we're actually going to be heading outside of school today. Of course, we have to mash through a lot of dialogue. Yes, yes, yes. We know you are heavily implying that you can only start Mitsuru's Social Link if you've topped at least one exam. It's not a problem. We will have max academics by the last exam anyway. Now, our actual destination today is the shrine, but I'm actually going to just go and turn the request into Elizabeth now. Or I could do that when I next get to Tartarus. You know, I kind of want to see what her next request is after I hand this one in. Because for some reason, I don't remember ever doing the Funky School Music request on my first playthrough. Probably because it took me ages to figure out where the Shell of Man was. Yep, so request completed. Now I can save my request space for Tartarus-related requests tonight. Well, they play some pretty strange music normally. Lyrics. Oh, this is where this comes from! Oh, that makes sense why. Okay, so I saw this on the Persona 3 funny page on TV Tropes a really long time ago, but I was confused because I'd never actually seen it in the game. This is why. I never did this request before, so yeah, I fully expected this was something that Junpei said, but it's not. It's an Elizabeth request. But anyway, it's pretty funny. Yeah, let's just never speak of this again. Middle frame with this... yeah, a bus stop sign, yeah, so in other words, it's something pretty mundane. Yeah, they can. In their natural environments. Oh, Elizabeth is awesome. Anyway, the bus stop sign is basically the joke weapon equivalent for bludgeoning weapons, which, they're my least favorite weapon type to use, so I might show what this looks like, but don't expect me to use it all that much. What have we got coming up? Oh, okay, that didn't actually unlock anything new at all. We can get more agility sutures out of that. I'm actually going to put off feeding the cat for now, because... It's kind of funny, because my actual real-life cat is on my lap at the moment, and I hope she didn't hear me saying that. I mean in the game. But anyway, I'm going to put that off for now, because there's no deadline on it, so we can take care of that whenever we want to. Speaking of no deadlines, Jack Frost dolls, yeah, I'll be taking care of that later too. I really, really don't like that one, because it is basically pure luck, and it uses up your evening time. But anyway, we're heading out to the shrine today. Because the payoff for something that we started right at the very beginning of the game is going to happen now. Anyway, no one else seems to be at the shrine. We'll actually be going here a bit more often later in the game, but for now, we're here to talk to this girl here. Michael. So, yeah, she was waiting for us. She's been waiting for several months. Remember back at the very beginning of the game where we had to give her a weird takoyaki and a mad bull, and it was actually quite hard because that was back in our very, very tight budget time? Yeah, that was all for this. You can technically start this at any time after you give her that, but apparently the guide wants us to do it now. So, let's play. You can probably tell where this is going. So as always, what you say here doesn't exactly matter that much, but in my practice run I said seesaw and she didn't react to it very well. So, what about the jungle gym? Oh, okay, she likes that. Oh. Well, that's not good. And yes, this is in fact... I already alluded to what Link would be starting recently. This is... the Hanged Man Arcana. The Hanged Man Arcana is quite interesting in that it has several different interpretations. The most well-known one being self-sacrifice in general, or the idea of giving up something for much greater gain in the future. The literal Hanged Man himself is bound to a tree hanging upside down. The bound can be taken to represent being restricted or restrained by something in life, something that you need to let go and move on from. But also the fact that the Hanged Man himself is literally suspended between heaven and earth means that this arcana can also represent being caught between two extremes, or ways of life, or other things. It also represents reflection and waiting. Specifically, the idea of holding off and waiting before taking action until you've truly considered all the possibilities. Sometimes by waiting and not taking action like this, you might actually find a better outcome than what you would if you just rushed into things. I think that it's this part of the Arcana that the Persona's gameplay traits in this game take influence from, because here Personas of the Hanged Man Arcana tend to specialize heavily in defense. They tend to have some of the highest endurance stats of all the Arcana, and learn mostly defensive skills and often have a lot of resistances. So, they're definitely suited for patiently waiting and reflecting on things, giving you the time you need to rethink your tactics in battle at relative safety. Mythology-wise, Personas of the Hanged Man Arcana tend to be either martyr figures, or those in their mythology that are between two different extremes, or in some kind of transitive state between two different extremes. As the symbolism of the Hanged Man Arcana is quite varied, so too are the actual characters that it represents in the series. Usually the characters are either self-sacrificial, or they're those that are caught between two different extremes in their life. But often, there's some kind of major tragedy that's holding them back and restraining them, and it's something they need to move on from over the course of their social link. Our Hangman social link in this game is Michael, an elementary school student who, well, as you're about to see, is literally caught between two different extremes, and caught in the middle of a greater conflict that is a little beyond her. She's available, well, she'll actually flat out explain when she's available right after this, so I don't really feel the need to comment on it now. Overall, this is a social link that we'll be dealing with when we have time, when school social links aren't as available, such as exams. The other thing is, this is another one of those social links where, through it, we'll be meeting another social link, one that we haven't seen before and one we haven't started yet. So yeah, we are not even halfway through all the social links, I believe. Now, I should also mention that in order to begin this link, you need to get both a weird takoyaki and a mad bull and give them to her on an earlier day. We took care of this much earlier in the game so that we were free to start this link now. Yep, we've started a new one. And this is why I got Inugami, because this one actually needs a matching persona quite early. In fact, it's going to need one in a few days. So I went ahead and prepared. Oh, that's not good. So this quickly went to very depressing territory. So yeah, this is explaining when you can do this. So she's free pretty much all the time except for Sunday. And yeah, even grade schools have cram school in Japan. Main reason we started this now is because since she is not a school social link, she's available during exam time. So we now have...
Sup, dude?
Yeah, what's up with you? Now, that made me worry at first that Junpei would not be coming to Tartarus if we went. That's not true. He will actually go, so that's good. Very rare event. Wow, that is miraculous. You'd think that'd be significant, and you'd think that Elizabeth would have a request about that, but no, she doesn't. That is completely 100% irrelevant to the whole game. And you're saying the same thing. So, yeah. If we go upstairs again... Just like last night, Fuka and Yukari are in the same positions, so we can go to Tartarus tonight, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Because like I said, very soon we're going to have a pretty long period of being locked out of Tartarus, so I want to get as much done there. Like, now that it's actually open to us, I want to get as much done in Tartarus as I can right now, so that I don't have to worry about falling behind later. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and then we'll be heading out to Tartarus. And this Tartarus expedition is going to be very, very interesting because we'll be entering a new area for the first time in a while. So, see you then.